Welcome. I'm excited to dive into a debate with you. What topic would you like to discuss, and what is your position on it? While you may believe that augmented and virtual reality, AR/VR, is important in the classroom, I argue that it can be a distraction rather than an enhancement. Traditional teaching methods have proven effective over decades, and integrating AR/VR might complicate the learning process for students who benefit from straightforward educational techniques. I understand your perspective, but the reality is that AR/VR can introduce significant logistical challenges in classrooms. Not all schools have the budget for such technology, and the training required for teachers to effectively implement it can be extensive. Relying on these technologies could widen the educational gap between well-funded and underfunded schools, ultimately disadvantaging students who might benefit the most from traditional learning methods. While there may be free resources available, the effectiveness of such tools can vary greatly. Not all teachers may have the time or motivation to seek out and integrate these resources into their curriculum, leading to inconsistent implementation. Furthermore, students may not always have access to devices or the necessary internet connectivity to fully utilize AR/VR, which could leave some students behind. It's important to ensure that any educational method we adopt is equitably accessible to all students, regardless of their circumstances. I see your point, But the issue lies in the potential for inconsistencies in student experiences. While some tools may be easy to implement, relying heavily on individual devices and student initiative can lead to a lack of structured learning. Not all students thrive in environments where they are expected to guide their own learning without the necessary support. We must consider whether this approach truly benefits all students or if it just caters to a select few who are more comfortable with self-directed learning. I appreciate your passion for ensuring all students have access to learning tools that suit their needs. However, we must still approach the adoption of AR/VR with caution. If teachers are tasked with modifying lessons for each individual student, the workload can become overwhelming, leading to burnout. While flexibility is essential, the challenge remains in balancing personalized learning with a manageable curriculum. We need to ensure that any new technology enhances education rather than complicates it for the educators who are already stretched thin. I understand your perspective on providing access to various tools, and I agree that educators should have the flexibility to choose what's best for their students. However, the emphasis on not limiting technology also needs to consider the diverse classroom dynamics and the varying levels of support students may require. While some students may thrive with AR/VR, others might find the experience overwhelming or confusing. The key is to strike a balance, ensuring that while we offer innovative tools, we also maintain a structured educational environment that caters to the varied needs of all learners. Jamie, you demonstrated a strong command of your subject during the debate about augmented and virtual reality in education. Your arguments were often clear and logically structured. For instance, when you stated that students should be practicing with the technologies that they have available to them, you effectively emphasized the importance of accessibility in education. This point was well organized and easy to follow, which is crucial for maintaining clarity in a debate. In terms of evidence and support, you made a commendable effort to back your arguments with examples of accessibility to tools. Phrases like, "There are a lot of free resources out there," using the devices that students already have access to, showcased your understanding of the practical implications of using AR/VR. However, while you highlighted the availability of resources, providing specific examples from your blog or other credible sources could have strengthened your claims further. This would not only serve as persuasive evidence, but also show that your advocacy is grounded in researched facts. You effectively identified weaknesses in the opposing arguments by stressing the need for access and adaptability within the educational framework. When you said, by limiting and saying that you can use none of these tools because some of them require Wi-Fi is not really an argument, you challenged the opponent's stance effectively. However, your rebuttals could have been more robust by anticipating and addressing potential counterarguments more thoroughly. For example, when the opponent raised concerns about the training required for teachers, you could have offered specific solutions or examples of successful implementations in schools. Regarding handling rebuttals, you did well to maintain your position while acknowledging the challenges mentioned by your opponent. You responded thoughtfully to the idea of logistical challenges, yet there were moments where you repeated similar points without fully addressing the nuances of their arguments. For instance, while you repeated that not all tools require extensive training, clarifying how certain successful educators have managed to implement these tools with ease could have added depth to your rebuttal. Your ability to think on your feet was evident, particularly when you adapted your arguments based on the flow of the conversation. You responded promptly to Hugh's points, which is a vital skill in debate. However, working on your pacing could enhance your delivery. With a words per minute rate of 148, it's important to ensure your ideas are delivered at a comfortable pace for your audience to absorb. In conclusion, to improve your debating skills, focus on incorporating specific evidence and examples to support your claims even further, and anticipate counterarguments with more depth. Additionally, practicing your pacing and modulation can help enhance your listenability. Overall, your potential as a debater is evident, and by honing these skills, you will become an even more formidable opponent in future debates.